Let's talk about hedgerows for a minute. Well, the weather looks like it's finally ready to cooperate with me so that I can start getting these seedlings put into the garden, starting with the tomatoes back here. It's going to be some fairly mild weather and coming out, it's a little bit of rain, but mostly overcast, not too hot, not too cool. So hopefully that'll give these guys a chance to get established without too much stress. You really want to plant on an overcast day so that the harsh sun doesn't cause more stress to them. And then obviously not extreme temperatures. These guys have been hardening off for a while now. So hopefully, as long as we don't get a sudden unexpected freeze, we should be good. Because these guys are getting quite large and they really need to get into the ground because they're outgrowing their pots and my greenhouse. So let's start getting these tomatoes planted. I'm going to put the tomato plants as deep as I can in these holes because, again, like I mentioned when I was potting them up, the entire stem that is underground will start growing roots, which a larger root system means more nutrients available to the plant and a larger, more productive plant. So I'm going to be planting these very deep, at least up to the first set of leaves, and Lord willing, we will get a really good crop out of them, even though this is the first year for this part of the bed. Now I did drop the ball on a little bit of my planting head. Usually I like to put some crushed eggshells into the holes with the tomatoes when I plant them, just because that added calcium helps to prevent blossom and rot. I did not save back any eggshells ahead of time, so I'm not going to be able to do that. Hopefully it won't be an issue, but if I do start noticing some issues, I can come back later and add those on top, and I've had some success with that as well. Make sure you put them in the holes. Good job. So I noticed that the rabbits somehow had been fitting through this 2-inch wire around my garden. Found out why. I was just weeding in the strawberry bed and look what I found. Look at the baby bunnies. I see at least 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's at least 4 of them in there. Oh, 5. Maybe 6. Aren't you so cute? And they all have white spots on their head. We had one in the yard last year, an adult that had white spots. Those guys are a couple weeks old. They're getting ready to leave. Aw. I bet those are from the white spot one. That's so cute. Looks like the baby bunnies have left the nest. We saw some running around in here.
That's their nest. Their nest.
They must have gotten out. I don't see them anymore. Let's see, they might be in the yard though. There's still a few babies in there, maybe 2. Hello, baby bunny. So cute. Are you eating a banana while you feed the chickens?
No, I'm not.
They might try to eat your banana.
No.
You hear the chickens jumping off of the perch. Somebody made a mess in here. We got access to this shredded paper, and we have like 4 giant bags of it. We thought maybe we would try it as bedding because it's free, so we thought we'd give it a try and see how it works. I put a little bit in here, I don't know if you can see through the window, under the roosts the other day, and they didn't scratch it around like they do the wood chips, so that was kind of nice. Looks like I could use some more though. Good morning, Goldie. How are ya?
Hi.
And Molly.
Hi.
They always hop up here to say good morning.
How do you think
Hello.
how do you think it up there?
It smells like banana in here. Should we get some food for those chickens?
Yeah. Yeah. Can
Okay.
I do it?
Yeah.
I'm going.
Okay. Ready?
Not quite.
I need to start fermenting this food again to save some money. I'm going to get some glass containers this time with lids to see if that works a little bit better. Because feed prices, gas prices, all the prices. Gotta save some money somehow. Oh my, it rained last night. It rained a lot last night. Look at all that water. Yep, you got boots on, go ahead. Yeah, we need to dump this water out. Put half of it in there. And half of it over here. Whoa, look at all those worms. This is flipped over. Look at all those worms.
Whoa.
Those chickens are gonna love that. Should we let them out and let them eat the worms?
Yeah.
Okay, dump the food in. You gonna go open the door? What do you think? Are they gonna go to the food first or to the worms first?
I need to open it, but it's stuck. It's stuck.
Whoa, did you fall on your booty in the mud? Open the door, let them all out.
How do we watch it? I'm going to eat the food first.
Indeed, they didn't even see the worms. One-track minds.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, tick, 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 tick.
Cheese.
Yeah, tick, 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 tick. Come here, chickens. Look down here. Look down here.
Chicks! She's stepping on it.
Not even noticing.
She's stepping on it.
Look, look, tick, 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 tick. Olive, Olive, Gretchen, look. They're like not even noticing this massive worm.
Her foot is buried.
Is her foot buried into the food? Thank you. Good help. It's a bit misty out here, so I probably won't record the process. But you see this area here is where we cleared those trees the other week that we used for the roost in the chicken coop. They were hanging out in the yard like this. So we took them out of the way to kind of open up the yard a little bit. And we just cleared out all the brush and the ivy and stuff that was growing there. And so now we're going to put 2 of our elderberry plants here. I got these starts from a friend of mine who has an organic elderberry farm locally, and started them last year just from the cuttings, and we just didn't have a place for them at the time. But now that we have this area cleared, we're going to go ahead and put 2 of them here, and then the other 2 we're going to put over closer to the backyard sometime. So we're going to go ahead and get these in the ground and hope that the ivy doesn't try to take over again. And there they are. Let's talk about hedgerows for a minute. You've probably seen a hedgerow before. They're often used to separate different parts of a field or mark a property line. They can also be used to help prevent erosion on the edge of a property, or perhaps even as a wind block, which is what we're going to be doing here today. This field here beside our property, while it's beautiful to look at, the farmer who uses it uses conventional farming methods, which means he's out here 3 or 4 times a year spraying chemicals on it. And all of those chemicals blow onto my property, which we don't want. We try to grow everything as organically as we can, which means we don't want those chemicals over here. So we're going to try to build a hedgerow here along this fence line to kind of help block that. One big reason for hedgerows, as I mentioned, could be as a wind block. And not only does it help to block some of the wind, but it also filters out the chemicals from the air a bit. So if we get this planted densely enough, then the wind won't be coming as hard onto the property. And then when it does blow through those trees and shrubs, grasses, what have you, that you use to plant for your hedgerow, it actually gets filtered out quite a bit as well. And another good reason to have hedgerows is that it provides home for wildlife as well as food, depending on what you plant. So, multi-purpose permaculture hedgerow right here. And we are going to start with some Norway spruce that we got from the Arbor Day Foundation. So we're going to plant those as our larger trees, where you see these sticks. And then we're going to come back later with some smaller brushes and stuff to kind of fill in between. Don't know when that's going to happen. Haven't completely decided what we're going to use for that yet. But let's get started first with these Norway spruce. As you can see, these are little teeny tiny baby trees. Often when you get from the Arbor Day Foundation, they're just like little 1-year saplings, so super tiny. But one of the reasons we chose these is that they do grow pretty fast, about 2 feet a year. So by the end of the year, they should be about yay tall, hopefully. Another reason is they became available at just the right time, and you really can't beat the price. So, and then really the biggest reason for choosing an evergreen like these Norway spruce is because in the spring, when the farmer comes by to spray his field, all of the deciduous trees are still dormant. There aren't any leaves or anything. So putting a deciduous tree here really wouldn't help because there would just be sticks, nothing to block the chemicals from blowing onto the property. Whereas with an evergreen, they're still going to have, leaves all over to help stop that and filter it. And we've gotten couple inches of rain in the last couple days, so it is very, very wet out here right now. So we're not going to bother watering these in because clearly there's enough water in the holes right now. A couple of them had like puddles in them when we started digging them out. But it is supposed to be really warm and sunny the rest of the week, so that should dry out pretty quick. Then we just used this pine straw that we just raked up out of the other parts of the woods around the property because you use what you have. And I mean, pine straw under a pine tree seems appropriate. So, and then this will keep help prevent the grass from growing up around it and competing for nutrients with our new baby trees. Well, we have them all in now. We did start running into some roots on some of them from the big maple trees back here. Hopefully it won't be too big of a deal since that one's so well established. Hopefully it won't be competing too much for nutrients with these guys. And we're just really praying, hoping and praying that they grow really well and do really well here and accomplish their purpose. Good morning, sleepyheads. You gonna come out and get your breakfast? Come on, sunshine. Ooh, almost to the water. Good job, Harriet. She does it right. Almost, Rita. Yep, Molly and Goldie always come over here to the nest box. And here comes the big boy. You're going to injure yourself. And he always crows when he's done. Seriously, you gotta stop doing that. I see one downside to using this free shredded paper as bedding. When eggs are first laid, they're slightly wet, and the paper sticks to them really, really bad. I could probably take a dry brush and get it off, but yeah, they're very yellow. Not so good for when you're trying to sell eggs. Maybe we won't put it in the nest boxes.